Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 6 at Saratoga on Travers Saturday is the Grade 1 Personal Ensign Stakes at 1 1/8 for fillies and mares. Let's take a look at this field, and it features the mighty Songbird, the number 2, 2-5 on the morning line, and deservedly so. She's 13 for 14 in her career, and her only loss came by a dirty nose, to Beholder in the Breeders' Cup Distaff last year. She won the Alabama at Saratoga in her 3rd start of the form cycle as a 3-year-old, 3rd start back. But a lot of folks didn't like her win in the Delaware Handicap last time out, where she was 1-20 and she had to work against inferior foes.
Yeah, I think it's fair to be skeptical of that race. I mean, anybody who knows Songbird and then pulled the tape of that race, you got to be pretty disappointed with how she ran there. She still managed to win because she was just a lot better than those horses, and that's what good horses do. But she was disappointing last time. I don't know. Her 2 races this year are they're pretty interesting though, because you know, if you can get past the Delaware one, and I guess I can just get past that one, I don't really think you have to hold it against her. I thought she ran great first time off the layoff.
I agree.
I loved the way that she came back, and I think it really showed that she can still run. She's just loose on the lead in here. She's the best horse in the race. She's really, really, really hard to beat in here.
Timeform US Pace Projector concurs with that assessment. They have Songbird on the lead. They have Songbird on a clear lead. They have Songbird on a clear lead in a race which could favor horses on or near the early lead. She's going to be real tough. Yeah. You didn't need us to tell you that. She's 2-5. The Forever Unbridled at 7-2 ran 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Distaff behind Songbird last year. You liked her in that spot. She ran very, very well, and then she sort of disappeared for a while, and she came back in June for trainer Dallas Stewart as a big favorite in the Fleur de Lis Handicap. And while she did not run a fast race in winning that, visually it doesn't get much better.
Yeah, you almost feel like when you see the figure for that race, you're not that surprised, and it almost feels like it was by design.
Right.
They just sort of let her do that all on her own power in there. They never really asked her to run. They let her close it down through the stretch. She did that, and she did it pretty easily. I'm not going to get all caught up in the slow race. I don't love the way that they sort of treat her like she's made out of fine china. They can't race her more than a couple of times a year. But boy, she got good last year as a 4-year-old. She really improved. I thought she ran great in the distaff. If Songbird loses, I think it's a pretty big if, but if she loses, this horse beats her.
Floridor and Esken for Money are perfectly nice horses that just seemed overmatched in this field.
Yeah, it's just a really tough spot. They're sort of filler in here. Although I will say Floridora, I have a lot of respect for that horse. She's a real overachiever.
Let's take a look at our top picks for this year's Personal Ensign Stakes. We readily admit that Songbird is obviously the horse to beat. She would be my only A in any kind of multiple race wagers, but if I was to take a chance against her, maybe it would be with the 3 Going for Broke, a horse that Songbird handled very easily last year in the Alabama. But I wonder, she's a 4-year-old making her 2nd start of the year. I think she's got a lot of upside. Her race in the Shine again was okay. Don't be fooled by that restricted stakes moniker. Karina Mia, who won that race, is a really good horse. And Going for Broke, mid-pack, not a ton of pace, tried to come up the rail. I thought it was a good return for her. You were very skeptical about her best distance. You kind of like her as sort of a shorter distance runner.
Yeah, I do like the way she came back off the layoff, though. That was a nice performance from her. I was dying for Chad to run her in the Ballerina because I would have picked her better in that race. I think that would be a great spot for her. They're going to try and stretch her out. She did it successfully last year, but boy, I watch her run and I just think she's a one-turn sort of 7 to 8 furlong kind of horse. She's going to have to find a way to really improve to beat the top 2 in here.
5-1 on the morning line, just a stab. She would be nothing more than a backup in any kind of multiple race wagers with Songbird, my only A. You believe in Forever Unbridled. She has run fast races in her career. And if you think the Delaware Handicap was a chink in the armor of Songbird, if that aura of invincibility somehow is gone, this horse might be lying in the weeds.
Yeah, true enough. I don't know if that's true or not about Songbird. And in a lot of ways, I just feel like you'd be better off forgetting about that Delaware race. But it is out there, and she was not impressive in that race. I'll give Forever Unbridled one more chance against her.
4-2 for Mike, 3-2 for me in the Grade 1 Personal Ensign. Race number 6 at Saratoga on Saturday has an approximate post time of 2:23 Eastern and features the champion Songbird. Best of luck.